Welcome to the Guns and Noses podcast. My name's Helen Taylor and I am the owner of Guns and Noses, and I own 3 Labradors. We're here to talk about real moments, real lives, and the wins, the wobblers, and the occasional up yours moments. We're talking about those dogs with enthusiasm and us humans who are trying to keep up. So why don't you sit back, grab a brew, slow down, and listen in. Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Noses podcast with me, Helen Taylor. Now, today I am going to dive straight in because I really want to talk to you about teaching your dog to retrieve, and something that comes up quite regularly in one-to-ones and classes that I see is that when people are having problems with retrieve, so their dog bringing items back to them, whether that be in a formal manner or whether it be in just simple fun where you take your dog out, you throw them a ball, but yet the dog might do one of 2 things. They either stop about 5 feet away from you and drop it so that you have to walk onto the ball and pick it up from there. Or the second one is where they skirt around you and they sort of say like, look what I've got and you're not having it. And they're almost sort of tormenting you and teasing you with the toy that they've got. And the reason why this can start is because the dogs lose trust in us as handlers because we've done one of 2 things. Either when, as a puppy, the dog has brought something back to us, we snatch it out of their mouths and take it from them really quickly. Or the second one is that when the dog comes into us, instead of just encouraging them to come a little bit further, the handler lunges at them like a rugby player attempting a last-minute tackle. Like, don't be surprised in that moment that your dog learns, hang on a minute, if I come close to my owner with this thing in my mouth, they're either going to snatch it from me or they're going to rugby tackle me. So that's why dogs start skirting around and staying away from us. So instead of doing either of those 2 things, grab another toy of identical meaning. So either 2 dummies, must be same texture. You wouldn't want a canvas dummy and a rabbit dummy. Or 2 tennis balls, same size, same texture. And if they're squeaky, have 2 that squeaks. So you've got identical toys. Now, this is where you would throw one for your dog. If it's in a formal setting, then you might do a heel, sit, stay, throw toy, send your dog. As you've sent your dog, take that second toy out and show them it. They might go, hey, hang on a minute. They've got another one. Whoa, that's not normal. And so then we start to change the picture. So instead of skirting around you and kind of tormenting you and going, hey, catch me if you can, now they're on 4 legs or on 2. And unless you are very good at rugby, there's very little chance that you're going to grab your dog easily. So as they come back towards you, show them that second toy and stay nice and calm. It might be that you have to play the hot potato game. So that is where you take that toy that you have and you throw it up in the air and you almost play a game of catch with yourself. Now, when your dog shows you that they're a little bit confused by your new behavior, we stand a chance to change what the dog offers us. So you would almost lure them in with that second toy. And after a couple of reps of this, your dog will hopefully start coming straight towards you, which starts encouraging a straighter line back, building value in coming all the way back to you and improving the drop cue. Now, some people want a drop to the ground and some people want it in their hand. Either way what we do is we just encourage our dogs to come back to us as close as possible. And while they're wiggling around, having a really good fun time, you might scratch their bottoms and, let them have a little bit of a wiggle of it, and then slide your hand in and take it from them. Now, remember, during retrieves, it's not the toy that brings the dog back. It's the dog that brings the toy back. So if we start lunging for the toy and snatching it out of their mouths, the dog's going to learn pretty quickly to keep it away from us and to keep that distance so that they can keep hold of the toy. So that's something that I want you to be really aware of. If it is that your dog is dropping the toy in front of your feet, but maybe sort of 2 or 3 feet away, so the dog's bringing it back, but dropping the toy, and you have to walk to the toy to pick it up, there's a really simple fix for that as well. Again, either get your toy out, your second one that's of equal value, and as your dog's returning, start to play the hot potato. Throw it up in the air, have a little bit of a game of catch with yourself, and see if that gets your dog to come in slightly closer. But what you could also do at the same time is start to just make a little bit of a move backwards. So you're creating space between you and your dog. And what we will soon find is that your dog starts to make a little bit more effort. They start to bring it in a little bit closer. And what we're wanting them to do is really bring it in and drop it at our toes, not 5 feet away. But we also might want them to drop it into our hands. Now, if that's the case, what you can do is on their return, you've shown them that second toy. You've said, hey, look what I've got. And they've gone, oh, okay, cool, thank you. They're bringing it into you, and you make your hands really available like a plate in front of you. So you might hold one out or both out. And what we're doing is showing our dog that there is a place to put the toy, but we're not going to lunge for them like that rugby player that we've just, been speaking about. And once they do, we take it from them, say, thank you very much, that's so kind of you. And then we throw the other toy. So they learn that game of swap. But the criteria to get that second toy is that they bring it in closer. They either drop it at your toes or they bring it into your hand. So if you're wanting more of a formal retrieve, then we need to keep things a little bit calmer. But if you're just playing that simple game of chasing a ball, and you don't mind if they drop it on the floor or place it in your hand, then we're just teaching them that the closer you bring it in, the more chance there is of you getting this second toy. Now, there's something else that you could also try is if you've got one of those dogs that you don't mind whether it's formal or informal, when they bring it in and drop it at your toes, you might find that they start to shoot off in that direction that they think you are going to throw it in. And if that is the case, then turn 180 degrees and throw it in the other direction so that your dog can't predict what is going to happen. And these are all the little tactics that we've got that can really help our dogs to not try and predict what you're going to do, but keep them thinking and engaging with you. So what I want you to take away from this is, please stop practicing your rugby skills. Please try and encourage the dog back in with a second toy, but also we're trying to build relationship. We're trying to build direction, and you are the direction. We're trying to build them to think that we are the best thing since sliced bread and not believe that having the toy in their mouth is the best game ever. So if you take anything away from this podcast episode, it is that you and your dog are trying to create a better, more beautiful relationship. We're trying to create straight lines, so straight out, straight back. Most dogs don't usually struggle with the straight out. And we are also trying to build trust in you as a handler. So if you can put your hand on your heart and say, I've not rugby tackled my dog, but they still do this, try a second toy, which should hopefully draw them in. But if you can hold your hands up and admit that you've rugby tackled your dog on numerous occasions to get the toy back from them, then please stop. And please try this as a different way of getting your dog to come and want to bring you that toy. I hope this episode has helped, and I will bring you something else next week because I absolutely love recording these podcasts. And the way that I get my content is by watching my clients during the week. So if you believe that this is about you, please don't take it personally. It's a way for me to bring content to other people and to give them some help and some ideas. But if you really are struggling, then please do reach out to me. I can always help with any little problem, but also bigger problems too. And for things like this, we have the Insiders Club. And the Insiders Club is there to help you handle your really enthusiastic dog, get some ideas, get some tips, get some training. The live Q&As and the monthly sip and train sessions are so helpful for this because you will be joining a like-minded community who really get it. They're there to support you and they're there to build you up, not break you down. So if you're interested in joining, drop me a message. You can either do that by email or send me a message on the podcast, and I will point you in the right direction. But until next time, keep training kindly and try to keep up. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's episode helped you slow down, feel seen, or think a little differently about your dog, then it's done its job. Remember, progress isn't about perfection. It's about observation and reflection. You're not behind, you're not failing, and you're definitely not alone. Until next time, keep training kindly and try to keep up.